There are some things a woman will say to you, not in anger, not in a fight, not when emotions are high, but calmly, maybe even with a smile. And if you hear them and ignore them, you'll regret it. Not today, not tomorrow. But one day, you'll look back and think, damn, that was the moment I should have walked away. So, listen close. These 5 things, if she says even one of them, you leave. No second chances, no fixing it, no, but maybe she'll change, because she won't. And your peace is too expensive to trade for chaos. Let me tell you something that took me years to understand, and way too much pain to finally accept. Most men don't lose their minds in one day. It happens slowly, through little compromises, through pretending not to hear the red flags, through accepting things you know, deep down, are wrong. We ignore these signs because we don't want to start over. We don't want to be alone. Or worse, we think we're not enough, so we accept whatever love we can get. But Stoicism teaches something different. It tells you, protect your peace like a warrior guards his soul. And when a woman shows you who she is, not through actions alone, but through her words, you better believe her. Because words can be gentle knives. And today, we're going to break down the 5 deadliest ones. Here's the problem most men face. They don't know when to walk away. We're taught to be strong, stay loyal, work through the hard times. But there's a difference between working through normal relationship issues and ignoring your gut because you're afraid to lose her. Some things she says are not fixable. They are revelations. They are cracks in her character that cannot be patched up. And if you're not paying attention, you'll find yourself years deep into something that's been wrong since day one. So, let's break this down, one phrase at a time. And I'm going to back each one with a real story. Because I don't want you to just hear these. I want you to feel them.
1. I don't owe you anything. This one sounds harmless. She might say it in a moment where you ask for something small. A little respect, honesty, time. And she hits you with that cold line, I don't owe you anything. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus dated a woman for 2 years. He was kind, stable, showed up for her emotionally, mentally, financially. But every time he asked for something, a little accountability, clarity on where things were going, basic respect, she threw this line in his face. I don't owe you anything. He ignored it. He thought, well, maybe she's just independent. Maybe she just needs space. No, man, she meant it. And the truth hit him hard the day she left him for another guy. Never said goodbye, never gave closure, never explained anything. Because in her mind, she didn't owe him anything. And she told him that from day one. When someone says that, what they're really saying is, I want the benefits of your effort, but I refuse to be responsible for how I treat you. That's not a relationship. That's one-sided servitude. And a man who lives by stoic values knows, never beg for decency. If she says she doesn't owe you anything, walk. 2. That's just how I am. Take it or leave it. This is the battle cry of someone who refuses to grow. Let me introduce you to Tariq. Tariq was with a woman who constantly disrespected him in public, snide comments in front of his friends, flirty behavior with other guys, dismissive tone in front of his own family. Every time he tried to talk about it calmly, to set boundaries, she'd say the same thing. That's just how I am. Take it or leave it. Now listen, that might sound bold, might even sound confident, but what it really means is, I refuse to change, even if it hurts you. And here's what happened. Tariq stayed for 3 more years, hoping she'd see his patience, his loyalty. But guess what? She never did. She just pushed the boundary more and more because he showed her that her bad behavior had no consequences. The Stoics believed in growth. They believed in discipline, refinement, becoming better every day. But a woman who says, take me as I am, is telling you, I've stopped growing. And if she stopped growing and you haven't, one day you'll outgrow her. Leave early, save yourself. 3, you're too sensitive. This one's subtle but deadly. It usually comes after you express something that hurt you. A joke that went too far, a cold remark, a small betrayal. And instead of owning it, she flips it. You're too sensitive. This is emotional gaslighting. Plain and simple. She's telling you that your pain is invalid, that your feelings are wrong, and here's the danger. It makes you question your own reality. You start thinking, maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I'm the problem. But you're not. Let's talk about James. James was a solid guy, took care of his girl, always listened, always gave space for her emotions. But whenever he brought up something that bothered him, she'd say, "God, you're so sensitive. Why are you acting like a girl?" Over time, James stopped talking. He bottled everything up. He became quiet, withdrawn. Eventually, he started having panic attacks. He lost his confidence. That woman never laid a finger on him, but she broke his mind. If she mocks your vulnerability, if she punishes you for speaking up, she's not a partner. She's a silent killer. Walk away. 4. All my exes were toxic. Now hold on. I'm not saying people can't have bad pasts. But when a woman says all her exes were toxic, every single one, that's a red flag waving right in your face. Because either she's lying or she's the common denominator. Take Devin's story. Devin met this girl who was drop-dead gorgeous, smart, charming. She told him every ex cheated on her, used her, mistreated her. At first, he felt like a savior. She just needs a good man, he thought. I'll show her real love. But over time, he realized something. She played victim in every situation. She never admitted fault, never apologized. Every disagreement somehow became his fault. And when he finally ended things, she told her next guy that he was toxic too. See the pattern? If she has a string of evil exes and she's never the problem, it means she's either lying or she's learned nothing from her past. A stoic doesn't just ask what she says, he asks why she says it. If she's the victim in every story, eventually, you become the next villain. Leave before she rewrites the ending with your name in it. 5. I don't need you. This is the one that hurts the most, because it sounds like strength, but it usually comes when you're trying your hardest to love her, and suddenly she hits you with, I don't need you. Let's go back to Anthony. Anthony was there for his girl during her lowest point, helped her through depression, financial struggles, even supported her through therapy. And the moment she got back on her feet, she started pulling away. When he asked why she was becoming cold, she said, I don't need you. I'm good on my own. Now look, independence is great, but that statement isn't about strength. It's about dismissal. She's not saying I'm strong. She's saying you're replaceable. And if a woman sees you as disposable, she will dispose of you the second it's convenient. A stoic man doesn't beg to be needed. He adds value, but he doesn't chase people who treat him like an option. If she says she doesn't need you, believe her and walk away with your dignity still intact. 6. You're lucky to have me. That might sound like confidence, but pay close attention to the tone. It's not, I'm grateful we found each other. It's, you're beneath me. You should feel lucky I even chose you. Let's talk about Priyo. Priyo was a regular guy, worked hard, wasn't flashy, but had a good heart. He fell for a girl who looked like she walked out of a movie. Everyone around him said, wow, you're punching above your weight. And she made sure he felt that every day. Anytime he brought up a concern or voiced his feelings, she'd shut him down with, you're lucky to have me, don't forget that. Slowly, Priyo stopped bringing things up. He tolerated disrespect, because deep down he believed it. He believed he was lucky until she left him for someone better. And only then did he realize he wasn't lucky, she was. Because real men don't beg for respect. They walk when it's not given. If a woman thinks she's doing you a favor by being with you, you're not in a relationship. You're in a performance. And that act will kill your self-worth over time. 7. You're not man enough. This one cuts deep. It's the insult a woman throws when she wants to hit you where it hurts most. Your masculinity. Let me tell you about Armin. Armin was a quiet guy. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten. He led with calmness and reason. But every time he stood his ground or disagreed with his girlfriend, she'd say, wow, some man you are. You're not man enough to handle me. At first, he thought maybe he needed to be more assertive. So he changed, started raising his voice, tried to act tougher, but nothing worked. Because it was never about being man enough. It was about control. And every time he softened, she hardened. Every time he got closer, she pulled away. Stoicism teaches that true strength is calm. Power is silent. A woman who mocks your masculinity is insecure about her own femininity. If she weaponizes your manhood, walk away before she turns you into someone you're not. 8. I can do better than you. She might say this in a fight, or worse, casually, like it's a joke. But there's no joke here. It's a threat wrapped in sarcasm. This is what happened to Daniel. Daniel was in a relationship where his girlfriend would constantly compare him to other men, her friend's husband who made more money, a guy at the gym who looked better, some celebrity on Instagram. And one day in the middle of a fight, she said it clearly, "I can do better than you." And that was the moment Daniel finally woke up. A woman who says this isn't just being mean. She's telling you, "You're not enough for me." And the truth is, no man is ever enough for a woman who doesn't respect herself. She'll always be chasing more, and she'll destroy you in the process. A stoic man doesn't compete with fantasies. He lives in reality. If she says she can do better, let her try, and close the door behind her. 9. You're not allowed to talk to other women. This one might sound like love at first. She's just being protective, you think. Number. This isn't love, it's control dressed up as affection. Meet Kabir. Kabir had a female coworker he talked to often, strictly professional. One day his girlfriend went through his phone, saw a message, and lost her mind. He explained, it was nothing inappropriate. Still, she said, "I don't care. You're not allowed to talk to other women, period." From that moment on, she monitored every call, questioned every message, stalked his social media. Kabir wasn't in a relationship anymore. He was in a prison. Jealousy is not proof of love. It's proof of fear, and fear leads to control. If a woman treats you like her property, not her partner, run, because your freedom is worth more than her insecurity. 10. I deserve everything, no matter what I do. This is the voice of unchecked entitlement. She believes that being a woman alone earns her loyalty, love, money, and effort, regardless of what she brings to the table. Let me introduce you to Rafiq. Rafiq was generous, gave his girlfriend everything, trips, gifts, time, energy. But every time he asked for balance, just a little effort in return, she scoffed. "I deserve it. I'm a woman. That's just how it works." One time when he brought up the idea of splitting a bill at dinner, she looked at him like he slapped her. "You're a man," she said. "It's your job. I'm the prize." Let me tell you something. You don't build a future with someone who thinks effort is beneath them. A stoic man gives with open hands, but not to someone with a closed heart. If she thinks she deserves the world without lifting a finger, let her chase it alone. The moment you realize it's not about her words, it's about what you tolerate. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. A woman doesn't destroy you with one sentence. She destroys you with a pattern of words you allow over time. It starts small. One passive-aggressive joke here, a guilt trip there, an insult disguised as honesty, a boundary you're too tired to defend, and slowly, almost invisibly, your standards slip. You tell yourself it's not that serious, but it is, because what you allow becomes what you are. Look around. How many men do you see walking through life with slouched shoulders, hollow eyes, and no voice? They weren't born like that. They were worn down by the wrong woman and their own silence. You think you're staying to fix her, but the longer you stay, the more she breaks you. And here's the bitter part. She won't respect you more for staying. She'll respect you less. A woman only respects a man who respects himself more than he fears losing her. That's the line most men are too scared to cross. But once you do, you never go back. That's the moment you stop asking, "Does she love me?" and start asking, "Do I love myself enough to leave?" The Stoics taught this. What you don't control, you must not let control you. You can't control what she says, but you can control what you tolerate. So when a woman tells you, "You're too sensitive," "You're lucky to have me," "You're not man enough," "I can do better," "You're not allowed to talk to other women," "You owe me everything," or anything else that slowly kills your spirit. You don't fight, you don't beg, you don't explain, you leave. And in leaving, you do something most men never do. You protect your peace. And a man who protects his peace, that's the kind of man no woman can break. Subscribe for more truth most men never hear.